Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. If you will enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments to help me boost this video. Thanks. Story 1. Refund me because I didn't win. I worked the customer service desk at a grocery store. Recently the Powerball was at almost $2 billion. I had a gentleman come to my window and purchase almost $1,200 in tickets. He made a joke I've heard a million times over: if I don't win, I get my money back right. He even said this while laughing and smiling. I gave him the generic polite smile, and he went on his way. They draw the numbers the following day, and I hear that someone in California won. I show up to my shift, and it seems to be a normal shift. That is until the gentleman comes back. Despite that, one of my coworkers has offered him assistance. He said he wanted to talk with me. I finished with the customer I was with and waved him over. Before I could greet him, he slammed down his pile of tickets, recipient included, and proceeded to tell me, "Okay, Missy, I didn't win anything. You said if I didn't win, I would get my money back, so I am here for my full refund." I was slightly taken aback. I was trying to see if he was being serious or not. After a moment, I realized he was. I attempted to explain to him that regardless of winning or not, all sales on any lottery tickets are final. He started screaming, "No, no, no. You said it yesterday. If I didn't win, I get my money back. Now refund me before I call the cops and tell them you stole all my money." I tried to calmly explain to him that I understand that he is upset that he lost, but no one had stolen his money, and this is just how the lottery system works. I could see he was getting more upset and not wanting to hear what I had to say. This is where it became one of those "I don't get paid enough" moments. He had started getting more and more upset, so he decided to start knocking over a nearby display of candy and glass soda, beer bottles, while shouting about how we had stolen his money. I had enough of this and called for both management and security. Management ended up calling the police, while security detained him, and her ended up causing more than $350 in damages. It was definitely an interesting one. Story 2. Lady curses out bully customer. I work the self-check a lot, and with that comes a lot of mini dramas from people. I'm fine with ringing someone up with the machines. I just ask they have a little patience since there's only one of me. A cute little old lady walks up and asks me politely if I can help her. I say sure. Store is mostly empty and I'm not doing anything. When I start ringing her up, I notice the small box of nails I ring up are $170, which doesn't seem right. Lady trying to put her card in while chatting to me about cooking. "Neat, ma'am. Don't pay yet. Look at this. Is that right?" Lady studies the screen. "Oh no, it's not. They're not that expensive, are they?" Neat. "No, it's not even the right product. It's saying these nails are a bar of some kind. Give me a minute, and I can key in the right number for you." This is where I started to get a bit flustered. I try keying in the nails she has, and same thing pops up. Try another number, computer won't accept. Try scanning again. Bar comes up, rinse and repeat. While I'm doing this, an older guy comes up on a mobility scooter and sits and watches for a minute. "Guy, what's the holdup?" "Lady, the nails rang up wrong, and she's correcting it for me." Me getting more flustered. "I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'll make sure you're not overcharged." Lady very cheerfully, "It's okay, honey. Thank you." This made me even more flustered because she was being so cheerful and continuing to talk about her cooking. I think more to cheer me up than anything. I starts getting aggravated. "What's the holdup? What's she doing?" Lady computer is giving her trouble. "Hi, Will, I gotta go. I just got one thing. Tell her just to ring something up." "I'm sorry, sir. I'm trying to fix this for her." "I'm so sorry for holding you up, ma'am. I know you have things to do." Lady still being very kind. "It's okay, sweetie. I can see you're working on it." At this point, guy just continues to complain and is getting progressively louder while I'm doing my best to help lady. She can see I'm getting flustered and starts giving guy the side eye and giving him more clipped responses. I yelling, "Now hurry up. I gotta go." Lady snaps shut the FK up. She's helping me. Stop bothering her. I stares astounded at the little old lady as do I. Lady, wait your turn. I angrily glares at me, then her. "Ma'am, I don't want these anymore." Hands me his batteries, gets up from his mobility cart, and storms out of the store. Me completely flabbergasted. Lady pats my arm gently. You don't let anyone speak like that to you ever, sweetie. Yes, ma'am, and I just rang up another set of nails. Lady, cheerful and sweet as ever, thank you. I thanked her again for her help and patience, and she took my hand and shoved $2 into it with apologies she didn't have more before hurrying out. Guys, I cried a bit, just because I wasn't expecting that level of kindness. Story 3. Man and woman mad, they got caught stealing at self-checkout. I was working self-checkout today at my store. It has those self-checkouts that have the bagging area scale. People don't know how to use those, and thus are bad at stealing in them. These people also happened to be the only ones in the self-checkout area at the time because grocery store thieves are very smart. I'm watching them mess up like normal, and soon enough they start just straight up not scanning items. Some stuff I remember are a 2-pound tube of meat, some bread, and some sugar. I'm thinking to myself, ugh. I tell my front-end manager, and she calls a store manager up front. Manager gets there, and is like, she me noticed you might have not scanned some things. They start going through the couple's stuff and checking what they actually scanned. Obviously, this didn't sit well with the thieves. Especially the woman starts throwing rude comments at me and saying how I should have told her would have gotten the same reaction regardless. And it's not policy anyways. Then she throws out the classic, she shouldn't be working here and should be fired. What's your name? And let me see you outside. My name tag was flipped around and not showing my name, and I wasn't going to tell her it. I wasn't saying anything, which pissed her off, so she was like, why aren't you saying anything? All the while her idiot companion was agreeing. And the lady says maybe I should just go to a regular register. So my store manager voids the entire transaction and takes over while I go cool off, because I had teared up by then, because I tend to do that while angry. I come back a few minutes later. Lo and behold, they didn't want a bunch of their items, and those had to be put back. Had to love the reactions of thieves when caught. If you're going to steal, be smart about it. Story 4. I'm sorry, sir, but we do not give out non-customer facing employees' contact information. And the one that made that rule up. Used to sell cars, my auto group had a policy. We do not give non-customer facing employees contact details. Yes, even their company information. FYI, we have this policy because years ago a customer went completely irate on 2 of our title clerks, and it caused issues. Also, those people do not fully understand, nor do they have the time to understand all the aspects of the customer requests. They who shall be referred to as admins do very good work. Customer losses some important document that he needed for his vehicle. He comes to me, his salesperson. I tell him, yeah, I can send that up. He goes, I know you're busy, let me do it for you. I said, I'm sorry, I can't give you the admin's contact info. Why not, he asks. I explained that we have a rule against giving our non-customer facing employee contact information. And I will send up his request. We will work on it. He tells me I'm a paying customer. I want to deal with those people directly. I go, I'm sorry, sir, but that can't happen, to which the customer says, let me speak to your manager. I said, fine. I called up my sales manager. No answer. My GM is walking by. I run out and tell him. He goes, sure. He comes in, gets the same story I've already given him. And my GM says, I'll tell you what, I'll personally go to the admin and try to get this done for you. To which the customer said, I want their email address, to which my GM said, I'm sorry, sir, but we do not give out non-customer facing employees contact information. Customer frustrated goes, well, that's a stupid rule. Who made that one up? My GM said, and the one that made that rule up. Customer sitting there, ... It's dawning on him. He's hit the top of the chain of command, so I'll have to just wait. Our GM said yes, and trust me, I want you to have the best experience possible, so we will do what we can to fix this. FYI, the problem was the customer 5-year son threw the folder with all the ownership documents into his fireplace, ... So it wasn't exactly our fault. In the end, we got duplicates made. Story 5. No, ma'am, you can't have it for free. I was working the register in the garden area, and one of the 90+ degree days a few weeks ago. Not a lot of people come through the area. They grab their plants and head straight back inside. Don't blame them. I would too if I could, since all I had was a fan and water. This little old lady walks up and I start ringing her out. She starts talking to me about her day, tone is neutral, and we move on to ringing and payment. And that's when she hits me with this. Lady, no one came to help me with the soil. Me, they didn't. Lady, I had to call one of your workers to put it in my cart. Me, internal thoughts, isn't that the same thing? He was helping another customer lift something into their car. Me, oh, I'm sorry about that. He's been a bit busy helping out people today and cleaning up. Lady gives me a long, measured look. What do I get? Me sees where this is leading. Nothing. If you want to talk to a manager, you're free to, but they're inside. Lady stands there contemplating my answer as I finish ringing her stuff and place it in her cart. Lady, can I have a discount? Me, no. Lady, but I had to wait in this heat. Me, I can't give you a discount for that reason. Lady looks over her plants critically. What about that plant? Are any of these on sale? Me, no. Lady thinks a little longer. Some of these leaves are falling out. Makes vague motion to plant. Me, getting annoyed at this point. Ma'am, they're plants. If you want to pick out another one, that's fine. But leaves can get knocked off if they're being moved around. It's not going to hurt the plant unless you're ripping them out by the fistful. Lady gives me a dirty look before paying. Once she's done paying, she continued to stand there staring at me. I just stared back. At this point, I'm not sure if she was waiting for me to cave or was trying to establish some kind of tactic to intimidate me. And my mindset at this point was I was paid to be there. She wasn't. Lady, well, can I get a free water? Points at the water bottles. Me, that's it. Kid gloves are off. No, we don't give out free water. You're welcome to buy one, but I'm not giving it to you. Lady, how much are they? Me, $2 and some change. The lady at this point scoffed and shook her head again, continuing to gaze at me. She made another comment I can't remember, but at this point I just greeted her with silence. And no, it wasn't the mature thing to do, but I think she even realized at this point she was just playing for time to annoy me. I then sat back down at the register, grabbed the book I'd been reading, and went back to it since there really wasn't much more I could do for myself or her. Eventually she left, making another comment about me being mean for not giving her a free water bottle as she made her way to her car. Not super exciting, just tiring. Story 6. It's a Wrangler. During my time selling cars, I sold a lot of Jeep Wranglers. For those of you who don't know, a Wrangler is purpose-built to go off-roading, and really isn't that great of an everyday SUV. My customers who bought a Wrangler and knew what they were getting were happy. My customers who didn't know what they were getting and bought a Wrangler hated it. Had a guy come in with a BMW X5 to trade in on a Wrangler. I took him on a test drive. I explained the cons of a Wrangler. It's ride rough, gets horrible gas mileage, doesn't hold in the heat or the cool air very well, is bumpy. Even though it's big, how it's designed can make for a cramped driving, and it has a lot of quirks. And that's how it's built. It's meant to be that way. This was a Sport S4 Doctor automatic hard top with a few features like heated seats. And we sold it to him for about $45 K. I remember him asking me questions like, are the seats power? No, they aren't. Or are the seated cool? I go, no, they aren't. I remember him asking me about features it didn't have a lot. I even remember asking him, are you sure you really want to trade in your X5 for a Wrangler? Well, he did. Over the course of the next several weeks, he would complain to me. Wind noise is really loud. Me, it's a Wrangler. It doesn't keep the heat in very well. Me, it's a Wrangler. Its gas mileage is horrible. Me, it's a Wrangler. It's really bumpy. Me, it's a Wrangler. I finally said, would you like your BMW back? He said, you will unwind the deal. I said no, but you could trade your Wrangler into us, and we can sell you your BMW back. He said, all right. He came in. We offered him $40 K for his Wrangler, and we sold him his BMW back for $1 K more than we paid him for it. When we gave him $40 K for his Wrangler, he was surprised because he expected our number to be lower. And he asked, why are you giving me $40 K? I said it's a Wrangler, and he smiled. Yes, he basically spent $6 K to what amounts to renting a Wrangler for 6 weeks. Story 7. Orvet tries to pay $300 in 15+ credit cards. Guess how many declined? This happened a while ago. Plus, I am typing this out on mobile, so apologies for any misspellings. So we have this one customer. Let's call him V for veteran. Now, I can't give him too much hate, since he was shot in the head a long time ago, and still has the scar to show it. Now, this lead to him having, special privileges. Let's just say that he can get more than a military discount from the local bakery, and I will let you all figure out what I mean. Because no matter what you think, the answer is yes, he can get that too. And don't mistake this as me hating him for his condition. I respect him for his service, and he usually is kind. He has his moments. Today is one of those moments. Anyways, he comes into our small store and starts sweeping through, grabbing about $300 worth of stuff, and hauls it up to our only till. Now, when I say $300, I mean $300 plus after the military discount. And state taxes, it was honestly closer to $330. So I tell him the total, and he nods his head, mumbles something, and pulls out a thick wallet, full to the brim with credit cards. I mean, thicker than 2 thumbs of cards, and nothing but. And he doesn't even look down and pulls out the frontmost card. Few seconds later, my screen flashes, declined. No problem, we can do the next card. What can possibly go wrong? Declined, 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 declined. At this point, I suggest that we can do cash. Or check. He shakes his head and motions that he doesn't have either. On to the next card. Declined, declined, approved, for $20 only. Yep, gift card, how'd you know? Anyways, declined, 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 approved, for $19.91. We have less than $300 to go. Declined, declined. At this point, I'm getting a rare sight in this small store, a line of 3 people, and the only till, I'm the only employee. Declined. He is getting mad. I don't blame him. We are now out of bank-approved cards and into special funds from special clients' cards. Declined. Approved for $5. Declined. 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 5 people now, and the guy behind V is giving me the look a hungry Karen gives when she knows there's a weak retail worker with no manager nearby to feast upon. And more people are coming in. Declined. Declined. Declined, declined, declined. Can you tell I'm in hell yet? Declined, declined, declined. Finally, the last card. Guess what? Approved. $25. Another gift card. V lets out a long sigh and reaches into his pocket, pulling out another wallet, full of 50s, about 3 fingers thick. When the freak did you so he pays the rest off. All of the bills passed the UV and marker test. I give him his change, his bags of stuff, and am about to turn to the next customer when he says Og U Jigu KRRRHSSS. This threw me off, and I asked him to repeat himself, pretty please. Og U Jigu KRRRHSSS. Yep, I didn't mishear him. He wants me to carry his bags out to his car, with me as the only retail worker in the store, and 5-6 people behind him. Thankfully, a nice guy wearing a red shirt from the line realized what V wanted, and volunteered as tribute. He carried out V's stuff as I rung up everyone else's purchases. And bless you, red shirt, for he told me after coming back to buy his things that V's car was 3 blocks away. Red shirt, do know that if I could have make your purchases any more cheaper, I would have. But I do hope that you accept the secret military discount I snuck into your purchase. Now, I want to re-elaborate. I do not hate V for who he is. I just wanted to vent out about this matter. V is a chill dude, but dang, some days I just want to slap him with a fish. Anyways, hope you lot enjoy, and may none of your cards decline. Story 8. Father's facade drops once he finds out I can't sell beer. For context, I'm a 16-year-old male in Canada. I work at a pretty big grocery store that sells beer. The catch, however, is that you need a smart serve and must be at least 18 years old to sell beer. Most of the time, customers don't realize this and don't read the sign to see which lane sells beer. And when I tell them this, they either put up a bit of resistance or just move to another line. This customer was a special case. It was about 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning shift when a father and his daughter, who looked to be around 4 or 5 years old, came into my lane. I didn't realize that they had beer since they had a large cart full of items. The father acts kind, asking me how I am, and I begin to scan his items. However, I get to the beer and kindly tell him that I cannot scan beer because I'm not of age and don't have a smart serve. This leads to the father getting a little annoyed, and after much pushback, makes me call somebody who does have a smart serve to override his beer, because him having that 6-pack of blue ribbon is just so important. So somebody comes to override the beer and tells him politely that he should watch out for the beer lane sign next time because the company could get in trouble for a minor selling alcohol. I kid you not, this guy freaks out and begins to yell, dropping the F-bomb on multiple occasions, going on about how they shouldn't hire people under 18, if it will, and all of this other ridiculous crap, all in front of his 4-year-old daughter. He then proceeds to call the manager, complaining to him, and then once I finish scanning him out, he grabs the receipt right out of my hand and tells me to go fuck myself. The manager ended up talking to me after, commending me for the way I handled the situation, and we laughed about it.